Hello. So just my summary of the Yellow Wallpaper. So it is the main character is a young woman who's just given birth. Um, and towards the beginning of the story, we think that her and her husband are on basically like a summer vacation, but then it goes on to explain that it's really a treatment vacation for her, as her husband is a physician. And he One's own husband assures friends and relatives there's really nothing the matter with one but temporary nervous depression, a slight hysterical tendency. So he's treating her with phosphates and tonics and the rest cure, which most nurses know back in the day, psychiatric treatment most of the time only made patients worse. These tonics and things were actually poisoning their brain instead of making them better. Also, the rest cure. We all know that being alone with their thoughts and not having anyone to talk to and not being able to do things such as she loves to write. The main character loves to write. They don't do well with that. They need an outlet. They need to be able to do things, see family, talk about what's going on, talk about the things that are bothering them. The story gets its name, the yellow wallpaper in the room that the husband is making them stay in. The bars on the windows and the rings in the walls, that kind of denotes that it was more of a psychiatric treatment room and not a nursery as the main character thinks that it was. Also, the yellow wallpaper, in the beginning of the story, she really doesn't like it. She doesn't want to stay in that room. But then the yellow wallpaper starts to make her angry. And then it makes her very, very, very anxious and angry. And then she just can't understand it. And then towards the end of the story, we see that she really, in my opinion, she kind of like feels like she's the woman in the wallpaper that came out of the wallpaper. And she needs to get the other woman out. I know at the end of the story, the husband finally gets into the room after she locked herself in there and threw away the key out the window. But she was gnawing on the bed with her teeth. So, I mean, he did pass out. So that kind of tells us she might have looked a little psychotic. She might have been bleeding because she had been chewing on a bed. But just a long story short, I feel that her husband's treatment of her in those 3 months not only made her worse, but probably sent her over the edge. And it wasn't a good treatment plan. So that's my summary of the yellow wallpaper.